Are you guys ready? I have not quite gotten a hang of the recording thing. I have recorded this video 5 or 6 times now. All right, my name is Alyssa. Welcome to the Pines. I'm really happy that you're here hanging out with me today. I have something exciting to tell you, and I've been kind of keeping it to myself because I didn't want to say anything about this until it was fully ready, but what the heck, I think it will be better to share the process of getting to the ready point with you guys. All right, hold on. This coffee is really cold. Okay. Right now we are in my workshop room. Alyssa, why do we care about a workshop room? I'm opening up a candle company and I needed a space to be able to make my candles in. So yay, that's the news. I've got a name for the company all picked out. I've got the domain for the website all squared away. I'm working on the website with my uncle. Thank you, Uncle Paul, for the help. Yeah, we're going on this entrepreneurial journey right now and trying to figure out the business side of things along with the craft side of things and all sorts of areas that I had no idea I needed to know about, which is a little stressful, but you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So that's what we're doing. Okay. I've tried to record this so many times I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Hit the like button because I'm clearly losing my brain. Focus, Alyssa. All right, so candle company. Like I said before, I wanted to kind of have all this stuff figured out before I shared this and be like, ta-da, here's my beautiful candle product and you can buy it if you want to. But I just wanted to share the process of it because there's a lot of behind the scenes work that I think you would be interested in knowing. I'm gonna share it with you and hopefully get some input from you and we can kind of build this together. I think that's way more exciting to be a part of building something together than just me shoving a product in your face and being like, look at this. I vividly remember when I had this idea, and this was like 1.5 years ago, and I was still working at the PD and still passionately wanting to be home taking care of my family, my kids. And it wasn't like I heard the voice of God go, open a candle company. I was praying for some guidance and this idea kind of flooded in. And it started off with the name of this company. And I'm gonna do a whole different video on the name, so subscribe to the channel and stick around if you're interested in learning the premise of where this company is coming from. I'm not gonna share that in this video right now because it deserves its own video and it's pretty special, at least to me. So in this video, I'm just gonna show you the workspace, explain to you kind of the process and all the things I've been working on. Let me grab the camera, turn you all around, and let me show you what I have going on. Okay, all right, let's get into this. So when we first bought the house, excuse my coffee, boop, boop, boop. When we first bought the house, we bought all of these cubbies right here and a whole bunch of cloth totes to put in them, and we just shoved all of her toys in here. And since then, it has been just an exploded toy abyss in here. And this place was full. This area here, this old entertainment center area, full of stuffed animals, full of toys. This humongous closet, which I'll show you later, full of toys. Full, 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 full and full, and that closet there, full. So I spent the last week going through every single toy that was in here and getting rid of stuff and consolidating everything we decided to keep in this closet here. This is the consolidated toys that were all down here in this room. All the things that I'm going to show you in here is like 2 months or so worth of like researching and final decisions and actually getting in from my orders and having it all cleaned up and put down here and organized. So this is actually, I think it's called like a crafting cupboard. I bought this a long time ago for like $50 off of Facebook Marketplace. These things are usually like a couple $100. But this is really neat because this table here pushes in and it folds down and these doors close and it's tucked away nice and beautiful and you'd have no idea that a table rolls out of there. So it's perfect because it's got this awesome power strip here. That's where I do most of the candle making. In the future, this is where I'm going to put my final products. So when an order comes in, either from the website or whatever, but I'll have this fully stocked full of different scented candles and whatever else. So, but for right now, I just have my vessels curing over here. Let me show you these since we're here. I made all of these. It's made from Cementol, and I use silicone molds and some pigment powder, or liquid, I guess it is, not powder. But yeah, so I'm gonna be pouring candle wax in these instead of using glass jars and stuff. I'm sure I'll use a mixture of glass jars, but I really like being able to be creative and kind of create my own vessels. I'm in the experimenting phase right now, so yeah. All of these have a sealant on the inside. The sealant that I'm using, I did a lot of research about, is a safe sealant, 100% natural, and it is safe to burn, or not burn, but it's safe to be exposed to high heat, such as candle. This one I sealed the outside too, just to kind of see what that would look like. This one isn't sealed on the outside, so it's got more of a matte finish. I have lots of ideas for these, but so far they're turning out really cool, and they're really fun to make. I'll just walk over here and show you the molds that I use since we're talking about them. I just buy these off of Amazon, and I actually ordered some more. And they're really easy. You just pour them in and you tap them and make sure there are no air bubbles, at least in the rim, and try and get out as much air bubbles as you possibly can. And then I set them over here to cure. When we first bought this house, this entertainment area here, I was like, what the heck are we gonna do with this big thing? It's like super deep. Like, I'm standing here and I can like barely reach my fingers over there. It's got outlets, which obviously would be for a TV or something. And I never knew what we would do with it until now. It's like the perfect place where I can let my candles cure and like put some stock down here and all sorts of stuff. So this room has really just been exciting for me because it just keeps having the things that I need, which is such a blessing. Okay, over here, I have some of my candle stuff. My beautiful pouring pitchers I got from the Wooden Wick Company. This I'm super excited to tell you about. These are my absolute favorite things about candle making. And this is fragrance oil. And I have a whole bunch of samples in here, and they're all different. And I tried to get ones that I thought other people would like, some that I was really excited about. But yes, let me tell you about this fragrance oil though, because I am really epically excited about this. This company is called the Midwest Fragrance Company. And when I first saw or first heard about them, I was like, huh, Midwest. I wonder if they're from Wisconsin. So I went on their website, did a little bit of digging, and realized that they were indeed definitely from Wisconsin, and they're from Eau Claire. They are a small family-run company. They're growing really quickly, and they have a really high-quality product at a super competitive price. I did want to say, too, that I am doing my absolute best because I think it's really important to support local companies, especially small family-owned companies. I come from a family or entrepreneurs. My dad owns a company, and I think supporting small business and going small business when you can is the best choice, and local. So that's what I'm trying to do with everything that I can find from local companies that are top quality. And Midwest Fragrance Company has really hit that mark for me. So they're definitely going to be a staple company that I use in most of my candles, if not all. I know there will be scents I want to try from other candle companies, but I'm definitely favoring Midwest Fragrance Company. And I don't know if I already said, but their fragrance oils are phosphate free and they're skin safe, and a lot of people use them in soap and in lotions and that kind of stuff. Hits all of the marks for me. I really love them. And I talked to the owner, and she's super helpful and super sweet. I really like having a relationship with the people that I'm buying stuff with. So, all right. Over here, I've got my tabletop burner. So I can move this over to my crafting table, and I can actually do the double boil method for right now and melt my wax in the pouring pitchers and just do that on my table rather than having to do it up in my kitchen. So that works out great. Over here, I'm really excited to show you guys my Wicks. So, for me personally, I really love a wooden wick candle. The ambiance, the crackle, the flickering of the light, like nothing beats a wooden wick candle for me. Having said that, I will definitely be making regular cotton wick candles. But I have started out using wooden wicks because that's what I'm most excited about. So I bought this sample pack from the Wooden Wick Co. and it was like 30 some bucks, and you get like well over 100 different wicks. Or I shouldn't say different, but you get well over 100 wicks. There's 4 different types of wicks in each one of these packs, and there's 4 of each wick. When you're using just any type of wick in your candle, you have to do a lot of testing. You have to make sure you're finding the best wick for 1, the type of wax you're using, 2, the type of jar you're using, and 3, the type of fragrance oil you're using. Also, putting color in your wax is another variable. So you have to do a lot of candle testing, which is what I'll show you next. But for right now, most people don't start out using wooden wicks because they're a little bit harder. But I just really love wooden wicks, and that's going to be my staple wick in the product. So these candles that I have lit right now all are my testing candles. I have some more testing candles in there too, but the only difference is the wick. Yeah, so there's all sorts of variables, like this one's burning way too hot, this one's getting a little drowned out, this one's just about perfect, but it's a little on the hot side. But I'm still in kind of the beginning part of burning these candles here. You also want to look at the melt pool. And as you can see, I told you guys that this one was burning a little too hot, and you can see how big the melt pool is here. This is solid wax that isn't melted, and this is wax that is melted. And it's a pretty big pool of wax here, and it's definitely reached the edges of the jars here. And the flame is pretty tall, and it's dancing around a lot. This one right here, it's got a good melt pool. This one, I'm not so sure if it's too hot. I think it might be a little too hot. This jar doesn't really have a very thick melt pool, and it's burning a lot slower. See how this candle, I lit all of these candles at the same time. I burned them all for the same amount of time at the same time, and look at how much wax that this candle has used compared to, say, this one. A lot of testing has to go on to figure out the best candle because you want to make sure that you're giving your customers a safe candle, but they're also getting their money's worth, because I don't want to give somebody a candle that's burning way too quickly and they run out of their candle and it's burning too hot, whereas you could have gotten easily a number more hours out of that same amount of candle with a different wick, and maybe even a better hot throw or a better scent in the air, because it's not burning off the scent like I know this one is. Over here, I just have some mixing utensils. I have my wick trimmers right here, which I've never owned a pair of these up until this point. You're supposed to be trimming your wicks, guys, but nobody does that, right? But you should if you want to get the best out of your candles that you buy. This right here is actually really, really neat. This is a lighter that is rechargeable. And although I do love a good old match, I think matches are really pretty, and I don't know, I like more traditional things. I really thought this was neat too, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do videos with this. I know my thing's not focusing that well. But this was like 10 bucks, and it's rechargeable, and for how often that I'm lighting candles, it was kind of nice to have something that you can recharge and infinitely used. Over here I just have, this is more of like my silicone and that kind of stuff. So this is where the molds came from for the jars. It's just what I use to mix the cement and measure it out. This is actually for the wax. These are little color chips. I haven't used them. I'm probably going to order some liquid color instead of using these chips, because I think you can control it a lot better than the chips. My little duckies. All right, over here, I think is the last thing I have to show you guys. This is my surplus closet. It's got all of the things that are big and ugly hidden away in here. I also have some of my daughter's toys down here because she likes to hang out with me while I'm making. Here's the pigment that I use for the cement. So I just pour some of that in when I mix the cement up. Just some miscellaneous supplies. Here are my amber jars that these candles are testing in. I really like amber jars. The amber and the black lids I think are really pretty. Actually, this is empty because I've used all the candle jars, but I like to pour my candles in here, but then I cover it up and it slows down the cooling process for the wax, and it leaves the wax finish really well. So the tops of the wax look really pretty. It's evenly cooled. There aren't a lot of sinkholes, and I found that that works the best. So I keep those boxes around after I've used them up. All right. So this part I'm really excited to tell you guys about too. This is the wax that I use. So this company is called Blended Waxes, and it's actually based out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which I was extremely excited about. And so I actually reached out to the company and talked to one of their reps, and he sent me, or didn't send me, but I went and picked it up from Oshkosh. He gave me 3 really huge free samples of 3 different types of their waxes. And I don't, this shot here isn't doing this box justice, but this box is really big, and there's a whole bunch of wax in here. And that was all free. Like if I would have went to the store and bought that, that'd probably be like $50 worth of wax right there. So that was really awesome. They had really good customer service, and they were really responsive when I reached out to them with questions and stuff. What really drew me to them was, first off, I found their blend of wax before I realized that they were a Wisconsin-based company. So this wax here, it's the BW917 wax. It is a blend of soy wax, coconut wax, and beeswax. And I was super, 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 super excited to find that blend because I absolutely love beeswax. And for container candles, which are what I'm starting out making, beeswax really isn't the most ideal, and it's really finicky to work with. It's a hard wax, and it's just kind of difficult. So being able to have some of the beeswax blend in here, and being able to say that I have beeswax in my candle, like, really makes me happy, along with the coconut and along with the soy, because they're all natural products and they burn extremely clean. And I have some other ideas to be able to use this wax with other products and market it in a different way, and I'm really, really excited about that. And that is the end of the tour. I hope you had fun. I sure had fun showing you around. I thought it would be a good idea to show you guys the actual candle making process. So here are some clips of the very first batch of candles that I made using my own vessels. I think they turned out pretty neat. I do have a request of you, however. If you live close to me and we know how to get a hold of each other, please let me know if you would like to test out some of my candles for me. I would love to give you a candle or 2 for free to test out. The only stipulation would be you have to give me a review of that candle. I'd like to know what you thought of the scent. I'd like to know if the scent was strong enough, how the vessels held up, all that kind of stuff. So just send me a private message or comment on this video if you want a free candle, and I'd love to get it to you as soon as I'm ready. So these are the final candles for my first batch, at least. I think they turned out pretty cool. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.